Hello and welcome to this vlog or whatever you want to call it. I'm sure you all know I don't plan these things out very well now. From the Roller Coaster Club of Great Britain event, WOODathon 2019 at Alton Towers. As you can probably tell, I'm not at Alton Towers yet, but I just thought that I'd introduce this vlog or whatever it turns out being before I get there. Like I always do, you'll know if you've watched my vlogs and stuff before, I like to introduce stuff before the actual occasion. As you may or may not be able to tell from what I can hear, my voice sounds okay at the moment. I do have a bit of a cold at the moment, so I do apologise for that. But yeah, we're going to meet at WOODathon tomorrow. I don't know when this video is going to be up because I'm quite busy with college and stuff at the moment. But we're going to be at WOODathon tomorrow. If you've not watched the previous video, I did explain this, but I'll go through it all again, what we're going to be doing. Basically, Roller Coaster Club of Great Britain, it's a roller coaster club. I'll put the link to the website in the description. You join it, I can't remember how much it costs, but basically you get to go on special events, which is basically trips to theme parks, but you get like special stuff like ERSs, exclusive ride sessions, where you get the ride for so long to yourself, usually one or two, maybe occasionally three if it's a 2-day trip. They do this mainly at parks in the UK, but sometimes there's abroad stuff as well, like they have an America trip coming up next year. But yeah, and you also sometimes get special things like tomorrow, we're going to be in the corporate hospitality suite, still don't know what that is, at Alton Towers, for a special talk and an optional hot lunch. But yeah, so I'll go through then. So we're meeting at 8:30. I believe it's at the Forbidden Valley entrance to the park, which is like where you can go out of at the end of the day. They sometimes open that up for guests down there. So it saves you having to go back to the main entrance to get the monorail back, because Alton Towers is kind of set up backwards, where the Galactica and Nemesis and Forbidden Valley are basically closest to the car park. And then the main entrance itself is actually like quite far away, so you have to get the monorail to get to it usually in the morning. And you'll know if you've been on the monorail, you go over and like Nemesis and stuff and you see some of the rides, but at night they tend to open that up. And I believe they've opened up recently the Woodland Walk as well for hotel guests to get in and out of the park, which is a separate path that goes back to the hotels, also in Forbidden Valley. But yeah, so we're meeting at 8:30 there. We're then going to go for an ERS on Nemesis. I really don't know how I'm going to manage that. Yeah, if you don't know Nemesis, it's an intense B&M invert. It's a really good ride. If you want to hear more about Nemesis, I did talk about it in my top 10 rides of the UK. Yes, I did just give that away for those of you who haven't watched it yet. Sorry for that spoiler. Sorry for no warning. Let's continue. But yeah, an ERT on Nemesis. Don't know how I'm going to manage it, as I just said. We then got free time from, I believe it'll be 10 or 10:30. I think the ERS is an hour until 12:30, where we're doing the event in the corporate hospitality suite. Then at 1:30, we got free time.
The time has come for the Wonderland to rise. Together we shall feed.
Not quite time. I'm getting a bit carried away with myself. It's still Fridays. I'm recording this. You know, still about 24 hours to go. Let's just calm down. But yeah, Wicker Man, brilliant GTI wooden roller coaster that opened at Alton Towers back in 2018. GCI, Great Coasters International. For those of you who don't know, and the non-geeky people. But yeah, brilliant wooden roller coaster, features fire. And again, if you want to hear more about that, then go and check out my top 10 rides in the UK. I know, I've done it again, haven't I? Sorry guys, another spoiler there. You already know 1/5 of my top 10 rides in the UK. And I know, shameful advertising in my other videos, but too late, I've done it now. But yeah, 1 hour ERS on Wicker Man. Well, I think it's 1 hour anyway. But yeah, and then the day's going to end. I really can't wait for Wicker Man. And oh, I nearly just said a spoiler then again as well. Managed to hold it back that time, but yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to Drayton Manor on Sunday as well. but I decided with my college work and stuff, and I'm not that bothered about Drayton Manor anyway, I decided to stay out of that one. But yeah, I've said at the start of the video that I'm not sure what I'm going to film. Main reason for that is that the weather is looking not to be too good. It could be a bit of a wet one tomorrow, so yeah, I'm sorry, but I think I'm going to leave the camera here because obviously the main idea of the camera is a bit better quality when I zoom in and stuff, but with it raining, it's just gonna likely, I'm not gonna be able to get that many good shots anyway, so if there is anything to film, might film a few bits on my phone, saves me having to take the camera, because for this weather I really don't think it's worth it. I'm also aware that it's quite a busy weekend for theme parks actually. There's a few other events going on. Late night riding at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I'm guessing they're not going to be launching fireworks in that weather, but by the time I posted this video, I'll know. Not too bothered that I'm missing out on that for this. I know I've ranted on about that I missed out on like a couple of late night ridings in the past. I was disappointed with it. You know, with something like this, there's not going to be many opportunities where I can get an ERS on Wickerman, whereas there's like 2 more late night ridings at Blackpool Pleasure Beach left. Maybe 1, I can't remember off the top of my head. So, you know, and then there's chances in future years to go to a late night riding as well. And Blackpool's my local park, so I can just like nip in there when I want pretty much. As long as I've got nothing else on, you know, I can just go there when I want really. But yeah, and then Thorpe Park Friday Nights, I believe that's launching tonight as I'm recording this on the Friday. Yeah, Thorpe Park Friday Nights, and then it'll be running on the Saturday as well, because I know a few people heading down to Thorpe Park as well. So for those of you watching this now, hope you had a good time if you've done any of these. And yeah, it's strange me kind of recording this now. I know this is stating the obvious a bit, but strange me recording this now before it happens. And when you're watching this, I'm going to already know the outcome of this. And yeah, obviously I'm going to review it all. I'll come back here to my room at the end of the video and sort of review it all. But yeah, without further ado, I've got a bit of work to finish off, and then tomorrow morning we're going to be heading to Alton Towers. So yeah, let's go! Alright guys, we've set off now. We're on our way. We just had a quick stop now. And yeah, I had to get up very early, about 6 o'clock, to leave about 6:30. Because Alton Towers is about an hour and a half from us. And we need to be there by 8:30 in the morning. It's about coming up to 7:30 now. But we need to be there at 8:30. So we just left at 6:30 to be safe. Because you never know with traffic and stuff, but it's looking relatively quiet. Obviously it is very early on a Saturday morning, so not many people are up. But yeah, I'll probably show you some shots from the park now. So yeah, I am on the phone by the way, because the weather isn't looking good at all. But yeah, I'll see you later. So here we are then, with the roller coaster club with Great Britain. A lot more people than I thought there would be. As you can see here, I'm just filming Galactica, waiting to go in. It's about 9:05. They said they were going to let us in at 9, but they're not let us in yet. But yeah, the ERS starts at 9:30. So I'll speak to you after it. So yeah. It's about 10 o'clock now. I've just had 3 rides on Nemesis. But yeah, we decided we're going to leave the roller coaster club now because we're going to get sort my ride access pass. I'm entitled to that. So yeah, and get some rides on Wickerman before it gets busy. So we've left the roller coaster club now. As I said, my rides on Nemesis were really good. I really enjoyed it. Some of the best I've had. Brilliant 2 front row rides as well. I really enjoyed it. We got my ride access pass sorted. That was a lot quicker than normal from what I remember. Like, there's usually a bit of a conversation with that. Alton Towers are, or they meant to be anyway, really knuckling down on being quite strict with that, because I've heard there's been quite a few people abusing it. Which obviously isn't good, so they need to be strict. But there was like no conversation, we just asked for it. Obviously we had the necessary stuff and they just gave it to us. So yeah, I'm trying to film Wickerman here. I'm trying to film over the fence, but I'm doing a very bad job of it. Yeah, the rain is making it difficult for me to see, but yeah, I'm in Alton Ride Access Pass, which means we get on at like the exit or there's a specified queue line, and they sign a thing to say how long you can get, have to wait till the next ride. So it's a bit like queuing in a virtual queue line, but yeah, instead of queuing in the main queue. But yeah, I will speak to you a bit later on. So I've done quite a few rides since I last spoke to you. We did Rita and Oblivion in the rain. We've had the lunch and stuff, and now we're going on 13 again. So yeah, I'll speak to you after again. Looks like we're not going to be getting on 13 now, but who needs 13 when you got Rita in the sunshine? I can't remember if I told you, but we actually did do 13 before, but it's having a few technical problems, some disturbances in the Dark Forest, so yeah, we'll see about that one. So I'm out here filming a bit of off-ride footage for Oblivion, and I thought while I'm doing that, I'm just waiting in the Ride Access Pass queue, by the way. We'll be on in a minute or so. But with the lunch, we went to the lunch after doing 13 in the morning, about 12:30 as I said, and there was a massive queue. They only had like one like serving thing, and they probably need two really, but yeah. The talk only started till half one when it was meant to finish, so we decided, you know what, let's just leave and do some rides because the park's getting really busy. So, we did Galactica before, forgot to tell you that by the way. I'm just here filming some shots of Spinball Wizard. We had another ride on Wicker Man. I went to the shop, the one at the entrance of the park, to buy some merchandise, so I'll show you that when I get home. And we're going to do Spinball Wizard, but it's about 4:20. There's about 10 people in the Ride Access Pass queue, and it's a low throughput ride, so we're not going to have time. We need to be back at 4:45 ready for the ERS on Wicker Man, so yeah, not betting on that today unfortunately, but we've got an hour on Wicker Man to go. It's 5:50 and we're here in the fast track queue for Wicker Man. The start of our ERS. It's going to be one crazy hour on the GCI wooden roller coaster. I will speak to you later, and meanwhile I'll show you some off-ride shots. So we finished the ERS, which turned out only to be half an hour, although I think it was 45 minutes. Yeah, everyone thought it was an hour. It came on the announcement in the station about 40 minutes into the ERS that this was everyone's last ride, and there was just this massive outburst of shock in the station. Yeah, I don't think the club members are very happy about it, but you should be grateful. Just filming it in the dark here. It's actually twilight, although it's not picking up well on my phone at all. I should have brought the camera really, but yeah, I thought it was going to be too wet, but for the majority of the day it was okay. It was just the morning it was throwing it down. I'm going to get some fire, there we go. Yeah, but it's looking really good. I think there was a bit more lighting last year, but it looks brilliant. I mean, I wasn't here last year, obviously, but from videos I've seen, I think it was. But yeah, it comes to the end of the day now. I'll talk to you guys when I get home. So, it's the week after the trip, guys, and I'm finally doing my review. Yeah, I've been very busy over the past week, as I said I would, with college and stuff, but things have calmed down a little now, so I'm here 1 week later from when I started recording this, in my bedroom right here. So it's the Friday after, and here we are. Let's review the WOODathon event. So overall, I think it was a great event. It was definitely great to meet up with the Roller Coaster Club of Great Britain, and I'm definitely going to be going to another event. Some very nice people there. We didn't talk to too many people, but you know, that'll come with time. I'm sure we'll get to know some more people in the future. A lot of the people there definitely seem to know each other, and there's also some newer members as well. So yeah, we also got to meet the chairman of the Roller Coaster Club, Andy, so it was good to meet him. So shout out to you. I don't know if you'll be watching this, but if you are, there you go. But in regards to the event itself, yeah, let's get into it. So we had the ERS on Nemesis, and as you all know from the vlog, if you've been watching or if you just decided, I'll skip to the summary because I can't be bothered sitting through a vlog. But yeah, we went on Nemesis, we did the ERT from 9:30 till 10:30. I only did half of the ERT, ERS, sorry, exclusive ride session. I know, I'm new to this sort of thing, sorry. But yeah, we did half the ERS, then we left at 10 o'clock, managed 3 rides. Nemesis was running really well, by the way. I mean, as I said, I think it's kind of a contender for kind of overtaking Wicker Man as my number 2 roller coaster in the UK, but not quite. I think Wicker Man's still just about up there. It was flying around the track on Saturday last Saturday as well, as I'll explain later. But yeah, the Nemesis ERS was really good. Yeah, didn't get too much headbanging. I think I've sort of figured out how to kind of ride that now to avoid the headbanging on some of the inversions, like the corkscrew and then the barrel roll at the end. If you sort of look to the left, kind of a bit while you're on the rise, you tend to avoid the head bashing, especially on the barrel roll at the end. If you kind of put your head against the left side of the restraint, you can kind of avoid that, because if you kind of have it too far in the middle, you end up just getting bashed from kind of to left to right, the shoulder restraints around some of the inversions. It's worse on some of the back seats, that's where it's really bad, but it can also happen on some of the front seats. So definitely find that the outside seats are worse, but then saying that, the back right seat is probably the best seat and the best ride I've ever had on Nemesis, but that time I kind of did a lot of front row rides. But yeah, we left at 10 to get the ride access pass, or RAP for me, which I'm entitled to, but so we could kind of get on Wicker Man quickly before the queues were kind of joining then. You'll know how that system works if you used it, and I explained it a bit in the vlog. They write a time onto when you can go on the next ride, so even if the queue is longer, although you get straight on the ride at the time, it's longer till you can ride your next one. So yeah, we did that. We got on Wicker Man nice and early, because if we started at 10:30, we wouldn't have got through as much stuff. But yeah, we did some more rides after that. Went for lunch, as I explained. It took forever to get lunch, as I said. So the actual Q&A didn't start till 1:30. That's actually when we met Andy as well, during that lunchtime part while we were waiting in the corporate hospitality suite. But then after that, went on some more rides, and the queue started to get really big. It was really quiet in the morning, and it was like raining. And in the afternoon, the park just got packed. We actually didn't get a chance to do Runaway Mine Train in Congo River Rapids. So I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you live far away from Alton Towers, or if you're planning a holiday in general, I recommend you spend 2 days, or at least 1.5 in the park, and then half a day in the water park if you want to do that as well. But yeah, because if you on a quiet day, you can do the park in 1 day. But if it's busy and you start getting most of the queues being like above 30 minutes as they were in the afternoon when I went, you're going to struggle to get through everything in one day because of how far away everything is from each other. But yeah, we didn't get on Spinball Wizard either, as you'll know, but then we headed back to the corporate hospitality suite. We had to wait a while, as I said, for Wicker Man because the crowds were so busy. It took a while for the queue to clear before we could start our ERS. But then, yeah, we went to Wicker Man about 10 to 6, and we got a good half an hour, 45 minutes. The ERS, I thought, and everyone else thought that it was going to be an hour, but it was only like half an hour to 45 minutes. It was only meant to be half an hour, so I think everyone was a bit annoyed with that. But you know, these things cost money. I mean, you should be grateful that you're getting on Wicker Man and stuff like that for that long, because normally you'd probably get one ride on, well, Wicker Man anyway in a day because of how busy it gets, two at the absolute most on like a quiet day. But yeah, Wicker Man was 65 minutes at the end of the day, so had a nice long queue. But yeah, I got 3 rides on Wicker Man as well in half an hour, 45 minutes. We had to watch the pre-show the first time, and then after that they didn't show it. But I'm guessing they were just showing the pre-show to allow the queue to kind of like just hold parts of the queue so it didn't get too crowded in the station area. But yeah, but then obviously after that everyone's just running around and going through, so the queue was more spread out then anyway. But to kind of hold parts of the queue to allow it to kind of spread out a bit, because obviously everyone went in the same time they were showing the pre-show, but I had no issues with that. But yeah, that was the end of the event, and it was really good. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go into more Roller Coaster Club Great Britain events next year. Hopefully going to look at doing the Folly Farm and Oakwood event, because I really enjoyed Oakwood and I would love to go back next year if I could. Even if it just meant going to Wales for like 3 days and not for the entire week, I'd love to go back to Oakwood. But yeah, I did actually get some merch while I was at Alton Towers last week, so you know what, let's do a bit of a merch paradise update, shall we? I would just like to apologise to Theme Park Worldwide. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, jokes aside, I mean, that wasn't even a joke. Oh well, let's get looking at some merch then. So I got this Nemesis 25 coin. I'm going to try and make it as clear as possible so you can see the Nemesis 25 that's on the front. So yeah, I got that. And then I also got this Rita pin badge. We've also got a Nemesis pin badge here as well. I'm not sure how well that's going to pick up on the camera. But yeah, you can probably just about see it there. There we go. And also a Thunder Looper pin badge. But yeah, that sums up my merch. For those of you who don't know what Thunder Looper is, it's essentially a roller coaster, a Schwarzkopf shuttle coaster that operated at Alton Towers until 1996. It was a tall ride and it made a lot of noise, so obviously it was the ride before Nemesis was built, and since then they had got restrictions to not build above tree level, so they had to get rid of it, and also it was getting complaints from local residents for being too noisy. But yeah, finally I actually have a couple of trip announcements to make. Later this month I'm going to be heading to Flamingo Land. Not my first time there, but it's going to be good to get back. I rate the park quite highly. I don't think many people rate it that highly, but I rate it quite highly. People tend to rate Velocity and Kamali, Velocity being a Vekoma booster bike and Kamali a Vekoma SLC that's actually smooth and not a standard layout, although there is a clone of it somewhere else, I believe. But Mumbo Jumbo people find a bit uncomfortable, or they tend to. Some people like that, and Hero everyone hates. I'm not that big a fan of it either. Find it better than a lot of people, but still not a big fan. But I rate the park. I mean, Mumbo Jumbo, I like the ride actually. Probably my second favourite there after Velocity. I don't know, something about it. It's strange. I know a lot of people would disagree with me with that and be like, what? But yeah, I like it. So yeah, we're going to be heading to there later this month. And I'm going to be showing you on-ride POVs, because I believe you're allowed to film there, as well as some off-ride shots around the park. Also next year, I'm going to be heading to Paulton's Park for the first time, so that's going to be nice. That's a family park down south. I'm going to be checking out some of the rides there. Hopefully the new area, Tornado Springs, will be open. I'm going in April, so I don't know if it will be or not. But I believe they're getting a new Max spinning coaster. I loved Euromere at Europa Park. I'm not expecting it to be as intense as that, but it's going to be great to get on it. And the area looks really nice. I've not followed the construction too much because Poulton's Park wasn't really my most anticipated park. My anticipated parks are like Fort Park and stuff like that, but not all my family like rides. So Poulton's Park's where we decided to go. But yeah, I'm going to be going in a hotel 3 nights and Poulton's Park for 2 days just so we can get the best of everything, because I believe it's quite a big park. It's family owned and a lot of people have said it's quite underrated, so I'm quite excited to go there really and see what it has to offer. But that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I'll get it up early next week as I'm recording this. I'm recording this on Friday the 4th of October. Hopefully it's on by like the kind of 8th or 9th. But yeah, thank you for watching. I had a great time at WOODathon, and I'll see you next time for probably the Flamingo Land vlog. I'll have some POVs and stuff, and I'm also planning some winter videos as well, as I've said in previous update videos, so go and check them out if you haven't. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.